Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Carabella here, back at it with another video. And like I said in my last video, you guys can choose to watch anything in the world, but you are here with me and I thank you. So today, as you guys can probably tell, I am here to talk about my experience at the lovely land of orange shorts, Hooters. Now, Hooters was one of my favorite experiences in life. I had some of the best times of my life working at this company. I met some of my best friends. I experienced some of the toughest experiences that you can experience at any job in life. And I am so blessed to have been given this opportunity all in all. So today I am going to give you guys some tips on basically how to get the job, how my experience was as far as like hiring goes, how, you know, uniform standards are and all that good jazz. So just stick around and enjoy the video. And you know what I always say. Subscribe. Hit that like button and then just comment down below if you have any more questions. And if you want me to answer anything else, just let me know. Hey guys, so basically when I first ever had the idea of working at Hooters, I was in between jobs at the time and I was about 17. So I was like, oh yeah, like it'd probably be so cool working at Hooters. And I don't know about you guys, but I've always been attracted to hoochie gigs. Like I always felt like it would probably be the most easiest for me to work somewhere where sex would sell. I don't know, you know, you get in a job like that, you can make the most money out of your life, and while you're young, you might as well hit those jobs hard. So I lived not too far from my location, and I decided one day, I was about to turn 18. I heard that to be a Hooters girl, you had to be 18. So I was about to turn 18 about like 2 weeks prior to getting that job. So I was like, okay, I'll go down, I'll try my luck, and I'll apply. So one day I went in to the restaurant, and basically this is what I did. I dressed casual. I didn't dress up. I didn't do anything to sit my boobs up high because I didn't really know what to expect. Now you hear so many things, you see things on TV and you kind of just like, you gotta probably have some big ass titties to be a Hooters girl. You probably gotta have the smallest size figure. All those things are myths. Times are changing nowadays. They just take you if you cute, girl. So get them coin sits. If you feel like you cute, go down there and apply. So basically what I had done was walked in and I asked some of the girls that were sitting at the little round table. I went on a Monday because I figured, I've been there before, so I figured that it wasn't going to be as much traffic. So I went on a Monday, and that's probably some of the best days to go. Like during the week when it's not busy, during like lunch hours, that's the go-to time to go because whose girls aren't doing anything around those times. They're really sitting at the tables in the front, probably doodling and gossiping. So go in when those girls had nothing to do. Stop on in and get that application, okay? So I went in and I asked the girls, hey guys, I'm Akira. Can I get a job? And I went all bubbly, trying to just show my personality. And everyone's like, oh yeah, sure, here's an application. So I sat there and I filled the application. He was like, okay, I'm going to tell my manager to come here and talk to you guys. So I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. So I went and I'm just doing the application. So the manager comes up. He's like, hey, how are you? Such and such. I'm like, hey, what's up, y'all? Like, how you doing? Blah, blah. So, you know, I'm being super bubbly, super energetic. And that is key. That is key. Just be yourself, be energetic, be fun. Just show your personality because honestly, that's all I care for. They look at how attractive you are and how you're able to hold a conversation. So he and I were just talking about small things. He didn't ask me honestly about no prior work experiences. He asked me if I ever worked in a restaurant before, and I told him I had not. I came from retail before then because I was, again, just turning 18, so I couldn't get too many jobs working in the restaurant world. So I told him no, and that's all he asked me. And then after that, he said, could you come on back here? He took me to the far back of the restaurant, into the very end of it, and he sat me at a table, and he basically told me that I had gotten a job. And at that point, I went on proceeding of filling out new hire paperwork. It was that easy. It was legit that easy. But again, that's just my experience. But I feel like most experience with Hooters happens like that. If they need the staff, they'll hire you if they're intrigued by you instantly. So ain't that big deal. So after that, I ended up filling out my paperwork, and then I was handed my first pair of orange shorts in the rest of the beautiful world of our little uniform. I was handed my uniform. I was handed the tights. He told me on my first day I would be given my Skechers and my salt socks. I didn't need that. So again, since I wasn't just quite 18, I had to come back in 2 weeks for when my birthday had came around, and that was going to be officially my first day. So after that had came, I came in for training. I came in during a night shift because he kind of wanted me to come in and see how it is when it's kind of busy and when it's a volume and like when it's a big crowd. So I came in during a night shift and I was trained by a young lady. So I don't remember exactly how my training experience was, but I just remember everything happening so fast, and I was just like, this is out of my league. This is some crazy mess. I felt like we was in a circus. I was juggling plates up my arms. I was just like, what the hell did I get myself into? Like, I was going home every day crying because, like, Hooters is kind of like a sorority. You kind of got to get initiated in if you know no one. It's kind of like you kind of get initiated in. Like, everyone is kind of just like, who's that girl? Like, and I was just like, dang, these girls are mean. Like, they ain't trying to really rock with me. I knew probably like one girl because I knew her boyfriend. Like, I didn't know much about what was going on around there, so I was kind of just like lonely, and I was stressed because I worked at Abercrombie prior to this. So going from Abercrombie saying, welcome to Abercrombie, how may I help you, to serving freaking plates of food, from curly fries to Wednesday plate, all this crazy stuff. I was just like, this is another world for me. I couldn't handle it. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. But then my mother was just kind of like, girl, you'll be fine. Tough it out. Like, only the strong survive, and I'm strong. I'm strong. So I stayed. And once I kind of got the hang of things, I kind of got more confident. And I will say, working for Hooters really helped me become a woman. So unsure of my confidence level. Like, I didn't wear makeup. I didn't, really do things of the norm to be like a woman. Like, when you see people with, like, I didn't wear eyelash extensions. I didn't wear like long fake nails. I didn't do things like that. So seeing all these beautiful women around me curling their hair every day, I would just wear my hair straight. I would just wear my hair straight and curling their hair every day, putting on packs of makeup, eyeshadow, and stuff like that. That was a whole new world for me. So seeing these women influenced me to kind of get sexy on them. Like, I was like, these girls know how to be a lady, and I'm out here looking still 17. I gotta get 18 on them. So I decided to just go shopping. I decided to explore with makeup, and I really, really am grateful for Hooters just from that alone, because if I hadn't have worked there, I would have never in a million years probably. I was so against it because, ignorance is bliss. So when you're ignorant to something, you really have no knowledge of it. And I had no knowledge of really, or even a care to want to wear makeup until I started at that job. Like, and I remember the uniform standards were so strict. This hair color and wouldn't have passed the cut. You had to look like a girl next door. You had to be an all-American girl that everyone could kind of relate to. You kind of just had to look like the girl that your brother always liked next door to his house. Like that nice girl, just go home every day from school and just look out of her window wishing that she can be with the wild children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of had to be that cute girl, that fun girl. But the irony of it all was that we were half dressed. So that all goes out the window, doesn't it? But basically, uniform standards was hair always had to be down, natural colors, your manicure always had to be groomed, polished. You didn't have to have your nails done, but you couldn't have no crust underneath your nails. You had to keep them clean, and you also had to only do like French manicures or pinks. Nothing else but French manicures and pinks. You don't know how happy I was to finally get greens and yellows. I don't even wear colors like that, but just because, like, you see, I'm wearing a gray wig. I probably would have never wore a gray wig if I still worked there. I would have never had fun like this. Like, you just are so limited to just being anything but the ordinary beautiful woman that it limits you from being fun. And that's not too bad. That's not the worst thing, but that was some of the uniform standards. You had to always make sure that your shorts had the little chicken cutlets in the back, and it was kind of like, it kind of looks like a chicken wing. Like, the little part of the wing that's like this. Like, your shorts had to have this little flap in the back. If it was too tight, that's when you knew your uniform was too tight. So you kind of had to have your shorts always protruding out this way. And you couldn't have any runs in your tights. If your sketches were dirty, you had to do a lot of cleaning of those sketches. I used to use a bunch of Bev nets every day just to get a little scuff out. Like, I used to be every day just to get a freaking scuff. But So we got the whole interview process out the way. We got the uniform standards. So another thing with working at Hooters is you always have to engage with the guests. So I know at other restaurants, sitting with the guests is kind of prohibited. You really can't do that. But with Hooters, they encourage you to sit with the guests. You are encouraged to build a relationship with the guests because those can be your potential regulars. And on days like Monday, when it's crickets in there, you can use those regulars and you can make a good amount of money just from having those regulars in there. And if you have a great personality, those things are key. Personality is key, especially when working at a place like this, because of it's so many opportunities to meet some of the best people in your lifetime. So make sure that you always remain positive. Even if it gets hard, make sure you always remain positive because of it reflects in your work performance. And if you have regulars, you can really obtain a great amount of money. Now, while working at Hooters, I know this is a big part. For a young girl like myself, for a young tender that I was making some good dollars, okay? Like, I was making so much money, and it's sad because I have nothing to show for it but some clothes that are dated. Nothing to show for it. But I was making so much money that it was crazy. Like, it was so many people that came in and out of restaurants. Celebrities, business owners, you name it. So many people that I could be rolling in the dough. But, you know, when you're young and you're careless and you right across the street from a mall, what is a young girl to do? So please, I advise you girls, if you do decide to work at Hooters, please be smart with your money and don't be like me and the rest of my colleagues and blow it all on clothes from Urban Outfitters that is a fucking arm a leg. And just get yourself a daggone bagel if you're hungry. You don't have to eat out every day. You don't have to be getting... We weren't getting drunk because we were underage, of course, but we was drinking a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? So don't drink a lot of water. Save your money on those tips that you're tipping out those people because of you can get water at home. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Like, save your money because I spent a lot of it. I don't want you guys to end up like me. So working at Hooters, I really developed a very tough skin because you have to kind of have a tough skin from being in an environment like that, especially if you're serving food to people that's not always willing to be happy. You have guests that's going to complain about their ranch being too cold and guests complaining about the mild wings tasting too mild. So once you deal with all these guests, it gets hard. And it's hard for a girl, especially a young girl, to have to deal with those criticism when you feel like you're doing everything to go above and beyond for your guests. And in those instances, I will always say to please, please, please try your best to remain the person that you are. Do not let these guests make or break you. Remember, you only have hours with these people. Then after the shift is up, you go home to your real life. And I'm sure that's the life that you like to live versus stressing yourself out over a person that's only probably going to tip you nothing but $1. And every tip is, you know, you're grateful for every tip, but in the same breath, it's not worth your sanity to get lost just from dealing with these people complaining. Because some people really go out to eat to be unhappy. They really expect bad service even if the service is, you know, outstanding. Some people really just had some bad experience, and it may not have been you. It just been the last time they was there, they had someone that wasn't just as good as you are, and you can't please everyone. So please try to keep your sanity, and please just try to have tough skin. Because of working there, when I first started, I didn't have tough skin, and that was something that I really struggled with, especially with dealing with something that was out of my comfort zone. I kind of had to get used to being in the swing of dealing with criticism about certain things that I couldn't control. So just please have tough skin. Also, what I remembered would be a reoccurring issue is not reading your customers. Now, reading your customers is something that's really, really important to working in any restaurant business. And I feel working in a restaurant business, everyone should try it because of it really shows you the importance of the server. Because if we are the jack of all trades, we read the guests. We know the guests from the back of our hands if they're a regular customer. We understand what they like. We understand what they don't like. We understand how to deal with girlfriends that don't want you to look at their man. And that's something that you kind of have to know how to read the guest with. Because when you read the guest and you can sense her being uncomfortable, you instantly become the problem. not her man that may have been looking at you since you walked in the door. You're the problem because you know better than to look at her man. So make sure that when you are in those type of situations, you pay your attention all to her. If he's saying he wants a ranch, you look at her and say, okay, 1 or 2. Don't even look at him. Keep your eyes on her, because she's the prize. Because if you look at him even once, you ain't going to get a tip, or you aren't going to get her being nice to you. She's going to be mean for the rest of the time there. She's going to be rolling her eyes. She's going to be huffing and puffing. Then they may get in a fight, and you don't want them, so you might as well just keep them with her. So just make sure you keep the women okay, because they come into the restaurant expecting just to eat, when in all reality they came into Hooters and we are in a tank top and some shorts. Is the math not adding up to you guys either? It never added up to me, but that's something that you guys have to remember, and just make sure that the ladies are happy. Okay? Okay. Now, some of the great perks about working for Hooters is that if you are lucky enough, you can have the opportunity to be in the Hooters magazine. So with being in the magazine, you also can do swimsuit competitions. You can also do photo shoots just to get a potential shot at being in the magazine. And you can also be the girl that ends up being the representative for the store. And with that time spent at Hooters, if you're really interested in those things, that could be a great way for you to start to network. You can kind of get your name out there within the company. You never know. If you really have the passion, by having all those things under your belt, you can eventually move up into a higher position within Hooters. People really take that stuff seriously. So if that's something that you consider, that is a cool perk. And I actually did some photos for the magazine. It was a good time for me. I didn't have a passion for it, and I don't think that a lot of people I knew had a passion for it, but just taking pictures is fun in general. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I would definitely take that up. Girls, make sure that with this uniform, tans and black bras are the go-to. Pink bras, see-through. Green bras, see-through. Make sure you have a bra that's going to go underneath this and just look as classy as it possibly could. I don't work there anymore, so I have on a silver bra. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I don't care. So while you're working there, make sure that you make your uniform as tasteful as it possibly could. You don't want to be that girl that doesn't have on the best outfit or the best uniform. You know what I'm saying? So kind of just make sure that your uniform is spotless, because you are a representation of the company, and you also are a representation of the tables that you are serving for that day. So they want the Hooters girls to come in looking as the best as they possibly could. So make sure that you treat your image like you treat your drawers. And I hope they clean. Okay? Okay. Another thing is meals. Some people may not think this is an important fact, but this is important for me, because if you're working, sometimes I will work doubles, not on purpose. They were just given to me. And if I work the double, just know sometimes you won't eat. Sometimes you will not eat. So a little tip to you guys, get close with the kitchen staff. Okay? Because you guys are going to need it. The most times that I've had breaks from working within this company was going upstairs to eat a kid's meal, because that was the only thing that we can get that was basically free. We can get a kid's meal, but just know you had about 5 minutes to eat that kid's meal. And if you didn't eat it all, you're screwed. So just scarf all that down real quick, eat it up, and just enjoy your time if you were blessed to get a break. But not all times you're going to get a break. That's what I'm saying. This is a very intense position. And I am so grateful to have experienced it, because I treat servers with the utmost respect now, just from knowing how it was just to be in one of the most craziest times in my life with the most craziest situations. That is it. Like I said before, working for Hooters was one of the best times of my life. I am so blessed to have been given that opportunity, just because of the fact that I met so many people, and I met so many good, I made so many good memories. Like I made so many good memories, and I can go on and on and on.